Yo, what's going on? It's Nizion here, back with another video for you guys, and in today's video I'll be showing you the most protective vehicles in Grand Theft Auto Online that every one of you should actually own. But before I get started into today's video, if you are new around here, hit the subscribe button as well as click that bell icon to stay updated on this channel. Let's go ahead and get started right into today's video. Now, starting right off with the first very protective vehicle that I recommend you guys to buy is the Cankuma Armored. Now this vehicle has been released a very long time ago, back when the first heist came out on the old gen consoles. Now the Cankuma Armored will set you back, I believe, $525,000 with the trade price after completing the Felisa job, or originally it'll cost you around $700,000. You can get it from the Southern San Andreas Super Autos website. Now this vehicle is very similar to the Duco Death, which is actually a two-seater and also pretty protective vehicle, but the reason why I put the Cankuma Armored instead of that is due to the fact that it has very good bulletproofing. Now it's probably the most bulletproof vehicle in this game. Now obviously it is not completely bulletproof, enemies can still kill you through the glass, but it's actually very hard for them, and if they want to kill you, they might as well just blow up the whole car. It isn't as protective rocket wise, but it is very good bullet wise, so that's why if you're trying to do contact missions or anything against NPCs or anything, this is probably your best bet for the vehicle. And it's a sports car, and it's a very great car in my opinion. Now moving on to the Benefactor XLS Armored. Now this vehicle also came out a while ago as well to Grand Theft Auto Online, and in specific I'm going to be talking about this armored version SUV that is a four-door armored vehicle which can set you back $522,000, and it's available on the Legendary Motorsport website. Now the XLS is pretty similar to the Baller as well. The Baller, I just hate the handling on that vehicle. I hate how it's not very controlled at all. It is a very slow and just not responsive vehicle, and the Benefactor XLS is actually much more better than the Baller itself. It's a little bit more quicker, I think, and also it does protect a little bit bullet wise, but this, the main thing about this vehicle that I like is that it can actually save you from homing launchers. I believe like 3 or 4 homing launchers it can actually resist without actually blowing up, and I'm not quite sure about that statistic actually, but it is very rocket resistant, but it isn't as great bullet resistant again like it is rocket resistant. But for just $522,000, where can you go wrong with a pretty nice looking SUV that isn't actually that expensive, can hold 4 people, and can also protect you with some rockets? So I highly recommend to go ahead and purchase this vehicle. And also it is very similar to the new Paragon R that was actually for free if you complete the Agatha Baker missions from the casino, and that vehicle is very great as well, very similar to the XLS. And if you go ahead and get that for free by just completing those missions, you don't even need to go ahead and get yourself the Benefactor XLS. Now moving on to the heavy Nightshark. Now this vehicle will cost $1.25 million. You can get it off the Warstock cash and carry website, and also it is free for some players that were on a specific guest list at a point. So GT actually gave you this vehicle for free if you played it. I believe it was in December or something too, and it's a very similar vehicle to another vehicle that I'm going to be talking about in today's video, as well as the Menacer. Now the Menacer is a great vehicle as well, but I put the Nightshark in over that because I believe it's more cheaper, as well as it's a more faster and versatile vehicle. Now this is a 4-door SUV and it's completely armored, and it is one of my favorite armored vehicles in the game, and I'm going to be talking about this vehicle more in depth in the rest of the video. But overall this is a very great vehicle that I recommend every one of you guys should have in your collection. Now moving on to the final armored vehicle that I included in today's video is the Heavy Insurgent. Now the Heavy Insurgent, or the LAPV, which Agent 14 calls this vehicle, is a very armored vehicle in the game. Now it isn't bullet resistant, but also going back to the Nightshark is actually pretty bullet resistant, but obviously not as good as a Cankuma. but the Insurgent is not bullet resistant, but due to its height and being a very tall vehicle, what I recommend to do is keep the suspension at default so you can stay very high. And if you're trying to kill enemies or run over other players, it'll be very easy to do so without them actually shooting at you. If you hold down the A button if you're on Xbox or X if you're on PS4 to crouch in your vehicle, it'll be actually very hard for enemies to shoot at the windows because they're very high. Now this vehicle costs around $675,000 from the Warstock cash and carry website, and I believe it is around $890,000 if you don't get the trade price by completing the Humane Labs raid. But overall, a very great vehicle. It has a capacity of 6 people, so not just 4. 2 people can actually hang on the side of this vehicle as well. So it's a very great off-road vehicle, and that's why I went ahead and put it on the list. Now, going right back to my favorite armored vehicle, I'm going to be talking about the Nightshark. Now, the Nightshark, again, like I've said before, it was free for some players, and it's only 1.2 mil or so it's a pretty cheap, especially at this point of the game, a very great and affordable vehicle to buy for yourself. It also does have little machine guns that you can shoot out from. They're obviously not too powerful, but it's a very great vehicle. If you guys have a mobile operation center, you guys can actually customize this in your mobile operation center or your Avenger to get better plates and armor for this vehicle. It isn't as bulletproof as a Cankuma is, like I've said, but it is pretty bullet resistant, and I'm going to be showing you a little test right here that I'm shooting a full magazine, like 4 rounds of my homing launcher at this Nightshark, and it just does not blow up. It's a very secure vehicle, and it's a very fast vehicle that I recommend every single one of you guys to choose and buy in the game if you haven't already. So that's been it for today's video. If you guys have any questions, comments, or concerns, leave it in the comment section down below. It's been Abundazian. I'll be catching you guys in my next video. Peace out.